Oh, we are live! How are we, lads? Come on, the footy! The footy's back! Guys, subscribe to the channel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah! The Cowboys win it! Woo! Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. Welcome back to another live stream for your Tuesday night, February 15th, 2022, and we are into round number 2 of the Betfred Super League, which is kicking off this weekend. As always, every week, guys, I will be having CJ Moxley join me for the Super League round 2 and every round tips. CJ, mate, how the hell are you going, bro?
I'm going good, just getting over the flu at the moment, but I'm just ready to really rip into another week of rugby league. So,
big round of Super League footy this weekend. We've got some big games to get into. A lot of blockbuster games this weekend. There's a lot of really tough games to pick that could go either way. But first thing I want to go over is I want to go back to last week for just for a quick second. How many tips did you get right last week out of the 6 games?
I got 4 out of 6 games right. The ones I got wrong
did you get wrong?
I tipped Catalans over St. Helens, big mistake, and I tipped Hull KR over Wigan, which I regret.
I got every single game right except for Hull KR over Wigan. I had everything else right. And get this right. If Hull KR had beaten Wigan on Saturday morning, I would have won about $530. So, Hull KR, fuck you. You assholes. Cost me my fucking money, my multi, you pricks. But what a round of footy is going to be. It's going to be an incredible round of footy. But before we go through last week's games real quick, I want to shout out to the chat. Let's see, we got obviously CJ's in the chat as well while on the stream. Jason Reader, how you going, bro? Hope you're well. Warriors NFL Fanatics is here. Who else is here? Jay Lockyer in the house. Luke Melbourne Storm fan. Pro Enzo Vids. Jay Lockyer, how you going, mate? Sam Revel in the chat. How you going, Sam Revel? He just goes, I think he's referring to my whole KL comment. They fucked my whole multi. They completely ruined it. But just quickly, CJ, going back to last week's games for round 1. Yep. What'd you make of the Saints game? They were very, very dominant against the Dragons, weren't they?
Yeah, they were very dominant. I think they could have won by more, but obviously the goal kicking did cost them. But, they still missed that much goals and still win by 20 against the runners-up. It's very impressive. Just shows that they're still a class team and they are still the benchmark to beat this year.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I thought Saints were the much better side. Catalans were a bit off their game. They still got a few things to work on. And you've got Dylan Napa, which they call him Big Puppy. Well, after what I saw on Friday morning, I think they should change it from Big Puppy to Big Dummy. What a complete moron what he did last week.
But anyway, what a flop.
Yeah, he's in a lot of shit. And Saints obviously far too good for Catalans. Hull KR Wigan. Wigan were obviously too good over Hull KR, winning there 24-10. What'd you make of that game between Hull KR and Wigan?
To me, I think it was a pretty boring game, if I might say. But honestly, I think Hull KR were very disappointing. They didn't take the chances with that which they had, and Wigan were just too class for them overnight and disappointing from Hull KR.
The reason why Wigan won was because of their defense. Their defense was outstanding. It was like a wall. It was like a brick wall against Hull KR. And full credit to Wigan that they were very dominant against Hull KR. I tipped Hull KR to win that game and obviously let me down there. And it was at Craven Park as well. Hull KR at home, but they just couldn't get things going. But I'm sure Hull KR will be fine. They got a few things to work on though. The other game, which was on the same time on Saturday morning, was my boys Salford all over Castleford. I was happy about this. We all tipped it. Me and you tipped it.
Just Rugby League tipped it as well, so shout out to Just Rugby League for tipping that one as well. Salford over Cass, good win for Salford. What do you think about that game?
Salford were very good that night. Going to the jungle is always a hard task, depending on Castleford's form. And I think we all seen that try after kickoff from Salford, which was absolutely pure world class there. I think Salford thoroughly deserved to win that game, and good on the Salford boys. And
great win for Salford. Great win. I was very happy. Mark Sneed was outstanding, arguably player of the match. He was outstanding. Brody Croft's debut wasn't too bad. Mark Sneed sort of controlled the game, so Brody Croft didn't have to do much. But Salford's defense was very good, and up the Red Devils, getting up over the Tigers there. Your boys, Warrington, just getting over Leeds, scoring in the final 10 minutes to win that one, 22-20. The debut of the Channel 4. Leeds were down to 12 men for about 65 minutes, and then they were down to 11 at one point. Warrington got the win, but gee, it was not pretty, was it, CJ?
It was not pretty at all. So, honestly, I think Leeds were the better side that night, and I do think we were lucky to win. I don't think Leeds were robbed, but I do think that, we were lucky to win that game. And, they were down for 12 men for the majority of the match. We should have won by a lot more under those circumstances, but a win's a win, and I'll take it. Yeah,
look, I thought Warrington did well to win. It wasn't pretty at all, but I got the job done. Leeds were very brave with 12 men. They're now down to 11 at one point. So, very brave performance from Leeds, but Warrington just a little bit too good for the Rhinos there. I got to say, the first try as well for Gareth Woodard, it was an outstanding try. It was a very good try, quality try right there. And then the early game on Sunday morning, which was on Fox and KO, Toulouse and Huddersfield. Toulouse started the game off really well, like we all thought they would, and then the Giants just ran over them, mate. What do you think about the Toulouse-Huddersfield game? It was quite a boring game, especially in that second half, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think you capped it up really well there, mate. Toulouse were in the game for the whole 40 minutes, the first half. Then Huddersfield just ran away with it in the second half. I think Theo Farge was very outstanding, especially in the second half there. And, Huddersfield just ran off with it.
Yeah, the Giants were far too good for Toulouse, and they got a lot to work on. In the final game, which we'll get to real quick, Wakefield on Hull FC. Hull FC just getting over the line there, 16-12. Jake Connor got sent off. I'm not sure how many weeks he's going to get. I'm not too sure yet, but he's in the shit, I'll tell you that much. What do you think of that game? Wakefield, they probably should have won that game at the end against Hull FC. They probably should have stole that one from them, but they just couldn't get it done, could they?
No, unfortunately, I didn't see the whole game. I had to watch the highlights, but Jake Connor's a big blow to lose for Hull FC. I expected Hull FC to win by a bit more, but obviously their combinations are still gelling and all their troops are still coming back from injury. They were lucky to win against Wakefield. I won't say they were disappointing, but I do think that they should have been better on the night.
I did tip Hull FC to win by 12. They ended up winning by 4. Wasn't pretty, but they got over the line there. So full credit to the Black and Whites for getting the job done over Wakefield. But CJ, let's get into round number 2. It's going to be a big round, this one. Lots of big games this weekend, and it all begins on Friday morning, kicking off at 7 a.m. New South Wales time. It is your boys, CJ, the Warrington Wolves up against the Castleford Tigers at the Hawaii Jones Stadium. This is on Friday morning on Fox League or KO, whatever you have. Warrington versus Cass. Warrington, they are $1.25 favourites here. The Castleford Tigers at $3.90. CJ, who wins this game on Friday morning? Give us a margin and an anytime try scorer.
It's going to be hard to go past my boys, the Wire. Warrington, lucky to get over Leeds, but I think Castleford were very disappointed last week. Our first home game of the year at the Hawaii Jones will give us a lot of confidence and boost it with the home crowd. I'm going to tip Warrington by 20. I'm going 32-12. My anytime try scorer is going to be Josh Charnley.
Josh Charnley, okay, interesting. Look, I went back and watched the Salford Castleford game, and I got to say, Castleford got a lot of issues to work on. I got to say, their defense is ordinary. Their attack, very clunky as well. And I know it's going to take time, but Truman and Richardson, they just don't gel. They're just not working together. Things are not looking good. Warrington, First game of the year, Hawaii Jones Stadium, big crowd, Friday mornings, Thursday night over there in the UK. Warrington will win this, and I reckon they'll win it well. I'm going to go Warrington by 18 points, and I'm going to go with the scoreline of 30 points to 12. And for an anytime try scorer, I'm actually going to go a bit bold here. Oliver Holmes, first try scorer against his former team in the Castleford Tigers. Oliver Holmes will be the first try scorer of the game. Warrington by 18. I reckon they'll win this game really well. And anytime try scorer, I might just throw in Daryl Clark. Actually, no, Daryl Clark might not be playing. He might be in
I don't think he's playing, yeah.
I'll go George Williams anytime try scorer then. George Williams.
Yeah, cool.
Warrington to get the job done over the Castleford Tigers there on the Friday morning over here in New South Wales, Australia. All right. This is the big one as well. Game of the round, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. kickoff here in Australia, over here in New South Wales. Probably the game of the round, if not the game of the year so far. It is the Wigan Warriors versus the Leeds Rhinos. This is going to be a cracker. Can't wait for this game on Saturday morning. Wigan are favourites here, guys, at $1.55. Leeds, $2.50. Not bad odds for Leeds. This is going to be a really hard game to pick, isn't it, CJ? You've got Wigan, who just beat Hull KR at Craven Park there at Hull KR, and Leeds, well, they were down to 12 men for a majority of the game, so it's hard to really get a read on them. Yeah. If I don't get sent off, then it's a completely different game. Yeah, tough game to pick this one, and it's Wigan's home game as well, DW Stadium. Who wins this one?
First game.
Who wins this one?
For me, I'm tipping Leeds. I might come back to regret this, but I'm tipping Leeds by 8 points. I think we're going to be in it for the majority of the game, but I think it's going to come down to the last 10 minutes of the game. I think Leeds will be too strong. I think they'll run away for win. Leeds by 8. I'm going 20 points to 12. Anytime try scorer, Cruz Leeming.
Oh, wow. See, I tipped Leeds to win the whole thing at the start of the year, but I don't think Leeds are too concerned about the first 2 rounds. I think that they'll be a team at the back end of the year that'll be looking a bit more dangerous. Yeah. I think Wigan will win this. I think this will be a really tight game. Game of the round, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to go Wigan by 1. Golden Point. This game's going to Golden Point. This game is going to Golden Point on Saturday morning. Friday night over in the UK. I think the people that are going to be going to the DW Stadium on Friday night, they're going to be staying a bit longer because, in my opinion, on Saturday morning when this game kicks off over here in Australia, this game will be going to Golden Point, and I'm going to go Wigan in Golden Point. Wigan by 1. I'm going to go with a scoreline or something like, 19-18, and I reckon Cade Cuss field goal, Wigan and Golden Point. And anytime try scorer, I'm going to go with John Bateman to score. I reckon John Bateman will get a try.
That's fair. Blake Austin's return game as well. So
Blake Austin, yes, he'll be back. It's going to be a cracking game. I think it's the game of the round. That game is also on Fox and KO over in Australia. So if you guys have got Fox and KO, Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Tune in. I'm telling you right now. Game of the round, Wigan Leeds. Cannot wait. You're going with Leeds by 8. I'm going Wigan by 1 in Golden Point. It should be a cracking game. Oh, it's going to be a cracker. I cannot wait for it. And let's go to Saturday night, which is 11:30 p.m. New South Wales time here in Australia. It is the Black and Whites, Hull FC, up against the reigning, defending, back-to-back champions, St. Helens. This is going to be a really good one as well. Hull FC versus Saints at the K-Con. Hull FC's home ground. Drake Connor probably won't play. Probably suspended. Saints are $1.25 favourites. Hull FC, $3.80. CJ, can Hull FC beat Saints this weekend without Jake Connor, or do you think Saints will be too good?
I don't think so. I think the St. Helens boys are going to be too class for Hull FC. It's going to be too hard for Hull FC without Jake Connor. And I do believe Jamie Shaw will come in.
Most likely.
Yeah, I'm going St. Helens 13 plus. I'm going St. Helens by 14, 26-12. They're going to be too good, too class. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to back Johnny Lomax in.
Oh, Johnny Lomax. Nice. See, for me, if Jake Connor was playing, I could see this game going down to the wire. I really could. But
sure.
With Connor not there, it just makes it so much harder. And like obviously last week when Hull FC beat Wakefield, Luke Gale had all the room in the world, to do whatever he wanted. This weekend against Saints, he ain't going to be able to do that because the Saints forwards will be all over him. They'll be in their face. They'll be pissing them off. I think Saints win, and unfortunately for Hull FC fans, I reckon Saints win this game really, really well. I'm going to go St. Helens by 30. I can't see. I just can't. With Jake Connor not there, the Saints are the champs. We saw what they did against Catalans. They put 20 on Catalans in the first game of the season. First game of the season, Catalans played Saints. Saints beat them by 20. They would have beat them by 30 if it wasn't for the bad goal kicking. I think Saints will beat Hull FC by about 30 points on Saturday night. So I'm going to go St. Helens by 30. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 40-10. And I'm going to go Jack Wellsby to get a double.
Yeah, also in the chat, there's no Civilio Sarte as well, so that's going to hurt him as well.
Fuck. Well, not Jesus Christ. It could be 50 then. But no, I'm going to be a bit nice. I'm going to go Saints by 30, 40-10, and I reckon Jack Wellsby will get a double. Saints will be too good.
Wow.
That'd be too good. All right, let's move on to the next one, which is a game that I'm having trouble trying to figure out which way I'm going to go. Might be the most difficult game of the round to pick. This game is on Sunday morning at 2 a.m. This game is not on television, as far as I understand. Huddersfield versus Hull KR. This is one of the hardest games around to pick. Huddersfield are favourites at $1.55. Hull KR, $2.45. It's at the John Smith Stadium there, Huddersfield's home ground. This is another really difficult game to pick, CJ. Who do you like in this one?
I like the Rovers. I like Hull KR. I think they're going to come back this week and make a statement. I think Lachlan Coote would want to try to pick himself up after last week's disappointing game by him. I'm tipping Hull KR by 4. I think it's going to be close. I'm going to go 16-12. And my anytime try scorer, I'm going to have to go with... it's tough. I'm actually going to go with someone from Huddersfield. I'm going to tip... I'm going to go with... go Theo Farge again, mate. I think he's going to have a good game, but I think Hull FC, Hull KR will just get the job done there.
This is another game where I don't know which way to go. I find this one really tough to pick. Hull KR last week showed some really poor signs against Wigan, especially in attack. But problem is, Huddersfield, they just beat the hell out of Toulouse. Toulouse have got bloody nobody, but they started the game off really slow. I think this is a tough one. It could go either way. I'm going to go Hull KR as well. I think Hull KR can win. I think it's going to be a really tight game. I'm going to go Hull KR by 7. Hull KR by 7. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 21 points to 14. And for an anytime try scorer, I'm going to go with... I'll tell you what, I reckon Lachlan Coote will score. Lachlan Coote will get a try this week.
Yeah,
Hull KR by 7. Lachlan Coote to score.
Yeah,
Wouldn't be surprised if the Giants got up again, but it's hard to get a read on them because they just beat Toulouse, and Toulouse have got literally nobody. But
this would be the challenge, yeah.
I think if you had a $2 coin laying around, you'd flip the coin, and whatever lands on your tip, it could literally go either way. But we're both going Hull KR in that one. All right, now let's go to Sunday morning at 4 a.m. New South Wales time. Now, this game is on Fox League and on KO. This game is televised. It is the Catalan Dragons up against Wakefield Trinity. Catalans were very disappointing last week against Saints, obviously working on those new combinations. Wakefield were very gutsy against Hull FC, failed to capitalise and get the job done. The odds for the game here, Catalans are $1.10 favourites, Wakefield at $7. Oh, yeah, $7 is huge for Wakefield. CJ, who wins this one?
Catalans win it. They're going to be back at the Stade. I can't pronounce it, but they're going to be back in France. They're going to be back. They want to make a statement after losing to St. Helens, obviously. And, I think Saints, not Saints, my bad. I think the Dragons will win by 14 here. I'm going to go 20 points to 6. I think,
okay.
anytime try scorer. I'm going to back in Arthur Morg. I really like that bloke, mate. I think he's in for a big game. I'm tipping Catalans by 14.
Yeah, look, I think Catalans will win as well. Obviously, no Napa, and I think Dudson's in doubt. I just feel like in France, Catalans are a different beast. See, last week, I thought Catalans did well to still be in the game against Saints, and then obviously they couldn't handle it after a while. But this week, it's their first home game of the season. They're back in France. The fans will be out in full force. Catalans are going to win this game. Wakefield they're a mess. I mean, they're a mess. I think that. What's that?
Oh, just in the chat, I didn't know this, but Arthur Morg's actually injured.
Yeah,
so my bad. So I'm going to change to Benjamin Garcia.
Oh, good one. Yeah, look, I think Catalans win this. I think they'll win it really well. I think Catalans win by about 24 points. I think that'll be too good for Wakefield. And for a try scorer, I'm going to go... Oh, I'll tell you what. I'm going to go Fuad Yaha to get a hat-trick. Hat-trick for Yaha.
Yaha's a try scoring machine.
Oh, mate, he scored a good one against Saints last week. I reckon he'll get a hat-trick this week against Wakefield. Catalans by 24. If I had to pick a scoreline, I'll go 36-6. Catalans will win easy on the Sunday morning. And the final game of the round, it's going to be a very interesting one, this one. Oh, not really interesting. I think it's one that will probably only go one way. It is my boys, the Salford Red Devils. Come on, Salford, up against Toulouse. This is on Monday morning at 2 a.m. This game is not being televised. Salford, Toulouse. Salford are $1.05 favourites. Toulouse, $8.50. Salford had a great win over the Tigers last week at the Jungle. Toulouse were good for half an hour against Huddersfield, and then they got smoked. CJ, who wins this one, mate, between Salford and Toulouse?
This game will be at the AJ Bell.
Yep, Salford's home ground. Salford's first home game of the season.
And I think Salford coming off a good win against Castleford will give them a lot of a confidence boost. I think Salford going 2-0. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to win well. I'm going Salford by 16. Ooh. I'm going to go 28 points to 12 for Salford, and an anytime try scorer, Tim Laffey.
Tim Laffey to score. I like that a lot. I'll tell you what, I'm very confident this week. Salford had a great win over the Tigers. The confidence is high at the moment. Salford at home for the first time of the year again at the AJ Bell Stadium. I love Salford's chance this weekend. I think they're a big chance, and I reckon they'll win. I don't reckon they'll just win. I reckon Salford will win really, really well. Salford by 40 points.
Oh,
this is going to be a bloodbath, boys. This is going to be an absolute bloodbath.
John says Toulouse 40+.
He's only taking the piss, isn't he? He's joking around, isn't he? I reckon Salford by 40. I'm going to go with a scoreline of 44 points to 4. And for a try scorer, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go a bit wild here, CJ. I'm going to go Brodie Croft to get a double on the weekend. And I'm also going to go with, let's go Dan Sargentson to get a double as well.
Sargentson, eh?
Sargentson and Croft to both get a double. Salford by 40 points. But it's gonna, they're gonna blow them up the park. It's not gonna be.
I can see it happening as well.
It's not gonna be pretty. All right, so let's go for the tips real quick, CJ. So hang on, we'll see how many different we got. So Warrington and Cass, I've gone with Warrington.
Me too, Warrington.
Wigan and Leeds, I've gone with Wigan.
I've gone with Leeds.
Hull FC Saints, I've gone with Saints.
Saints, yep.
Huddersfield and Hull KR, I've gone with Hull KR.
I've also gone with the Rovers, Hull KR.
Catalans and Wakefield, I've gone with the Dragons at home.
Yep. Dragons easily.
And I've gone with Salford to beat Toulouse.
Salford as well, yep.
All right, before we get on out of here, mate, what is your game of the round? There's a lot of great games this weekend. My game of the round is Wigan versus Leeds, but what is your game of the round?
My game of the round would have to be the same, but I think if, I'm not going to choose the obvious one, I think I'm going to go with Hull KR and Huddersfield as well. I think that game has potential to have, down to the wire, edge of your seat type game, really. Unpredictable that.
And before we get on out of this, CJ, I just want to ask you real quick, what is your guarantee of the round? What team this weekend do you guarantee to win?
I guarantee Catalans 13+.
Over Wakefield?
Guarantee it. Over Wakefield.
I'm guaranteeing Salford to win, and I'm guaranteeing St. Helens to both win. Guarantee it.
Fair
They'll
shout.
both win. All right, CJ. Well, that's it for the Super League Round 2 tips, preview, and predictions.
Okay.
CJ, thanks for coming on as always, bro. And
Always good to be on.
CJ's YouTube channel, the links in the description below. Super League is going to be fantastic. Can't wait for round 2. Everyone, like and subscribe. See you all.